Good morning all of you. So today the last topic of organizing chapter we need to do. In my last video I have completed delegation of authority. In that we have done the meaning of delegation of authority and importance of delegation of authority. That we people have completed. Only these two topics are there in the delegation of authority. Other things are not there in the delegation of authority. Today we'll come straight away to centralization and decentralization. Okay, so centralization and decentralization of authority. So when you say centralization, means something which starts from top to the bottom. Okay, the controlling, the commanding starts from top to the bottom. The process starts from the top to the bottom, from the higher level or top management to the lower levels. That is centralization. Centralization. Decentralization means it starts from the lower level and then reach to the upper level. That is called decentralization. Now, all of you open your book, page number 209, and you see the decentralization. Centralization and decentralization, all of you. See centralization. Centralization of authority refers to systematic and consistent retention or concentration of authority for decision making at top or high level of investment. Is it clear? High level of management. Okay. So, decentralization of authority means a systematic and a consistent concentration. Okay, concentration of authorities in taking the decision, okay, at the top or higher level of management. Then, an organization is said to be centralized when top management retain absolute authority for making almost all decisions on the functioning of the organization. Is it clear? So, when I say centralization, then I said that it starts from top then to the lower. So, commanding the total power of decision making, the total power of the organization vested in the hand of the top management or to the higher level of management. That system of authority is called centralization of authority. Then, in centralized organization, all decisions on any specific matters is taken by few you can say authorities of the top level. There is no it is centralized. So supreme power is the top management, and those, as you come to the lower level, there is a reduction in the power. They have only to perform their duties and they have to perform their functions of an organization, but they cannot take the decision of an organization under centralization of authority. Is it clear? So this line is very important, which is given in your book. In a centralized organization, all decisions on specific matters are taken by one or a few managers at the top level. In such an organization, very little authority is delegated to managers at middle and lower level. Means, इस type के system में, in the centralization of authority, very few delegation is done, and we have done delegation of authority, means shifting the responsibility. That shifting of the responsibility is done in a very you can say a lesser way, and that to lesser way either in case of middle level or in case of lower level. No delegation of authority here, because every decision is taken by the topmost level of organization, the higher executive of the organization. Okay, they have to depend on the top management for instruction and guidance in their day-to-day activity. So this much, what they have to do every day, what the lower level or middle level or employees or employees or the workers or the officials need to do every day, that kind of the instruction is also given by the top management. Is it clear? Then the top management exercises strict supervision and control over all activities in the organization. This whole paragraph is required for the centralization. Is it clear? So I hope you people have understood the centralization of authority means the authority in which all the decisions of an organization is taken by the top management or high level of management. Is it clear? All decisions on any specific matters are taken by one or a few managers. In such kind of the organization, delegation of authority is done in a very little way, either in case of middle level or in case of lower level. And the power is so much given to the top management that every day-to-day activities are also instructed by the top management. What the other employees or the workers of the organization has to do every day, that is instructed by the top management. So top management exercises complete control over all the activities of the organization. That is called centralized, means central, at the highest, those who are there, they exercises the full control. Then come to the decentralization, just opposite. Decentralization of authority means systematic dispersal of authority in all departments and at all level of management for taking decision and action appropriate at the respective level. Is it clear? So, under decentralization, you know that in an organization, there is an organizational structure, okay, in which they divide the work on the basis of function of the organization into different departments. So under decentralization, each department, each level has their own power, and according to the circumstances and condition of their department, they will be given authority that they can take the decision in their own respective level. It's not so that they have to wait or they have been completely controlled by the top management. They cannot take any decision. Every restriction and order is given by the top management. This is not the case in case of decentralized. Every department at every level has the right to take the decision of their own department at their own level. Is it clear? That is the most important thing of the decentralization. Then, according to Louis Allen, decentralization is the systematic effect to delegate to the lowest level all authority, except that which can be exercised at central point. So all the responsibilities are delegated, are transferred, are shifted at the lower levels. Only few decisions which cannot be allowed to be taken are in the hand of the top management. Okay, then an organization is said to be decentralized when managers at middle and lower levels are given authority to take decision and action on matters relating to their respective area of work. So within their respective area, within their department, because every department has their own skill, has their own specialization, so they can take the decision by their own. No need to depend on the top management for taking the decision. This is the case, just opposite of the centralization. Okay, then the top management retain the authority for taking major decision and formulating policy for the organization as a whole. Only the major decision and what policies are need to be formulated for the organization are taken by the top management. Other than this, every decision is taken by all the departments at their level. They have the right to take the decision at their level in their own department. Then, top management retain authority for overall coordination and control of the organization. Decentralization is much more than a mere transfer of authority to lower level. It is a philosophy involving selecting dispersal of authority. Is it clear? So, this is your decentralization. Okay, so we have completed, and then if you see the difference between centralization and decentralization, it is clearly mentioned in the table. Okay, merits and demerits is not there in your syllabus of the decentralization and centralization. That is not there. Okay, but only one thing, page number 212, comparison between. Okay, so so I think we have completed today chapter number 9, that is organizing. Okay, so under organizing, I think you people are very clear that how many topics we need to cover and what topics we are not covering under the organizing chapter. Whatever topics we need to study, all those topics only I have taught you. Other topics are not the part of your syllabus. Is it clear? So today I have completed centralization and I have completed decentralization. Meaning and difference between is required. Merits and demerits are not required of this topic. Is it clear? So in organization, children, if you people have any problem, you are very much free to clear your doubts. Is it clear? In organizing chapter, whatever problems you will have, please clear your doubts. And no need to write any notes in the copy, because I have made you people underline in the book itself. So you need to study only from the book in the organizing chapter. Okay. For today only this much. Thank you, children.